Now, just like the rest of the world, Africa too is adjusting to the new reality of US President Donald Trump's tariff war. Countries across the continent have been slapped with some of the steepest duties, and it is threatening businesses, exports, and entire economies. While Washington shuts the door, another global power is opening the gates, and that is China. As the US slams harsh tariffs on African exports, the rival China is stepping in, offering a zero-tariff lifeline to the continent. On the 31st of July, President Donald Trump announced a new round of reciprocal tariffs set to take effect on the 7th of August. Several African nations are now facing the heaviest duties, just like the rest of the world. Africa too is adjusting to the new reality of this tariff war. South Africa, Libya, and Algeria face a 30% tariff, the highest in Africa. Tunisia has been hit with a 25% levy. 18 other countries across the continent face a 15% duty under the new policy. No trade deal was reached between Washington and any African nation before the deadline, despite multiple attempts from the continent to negotiate avoidance. Now, Africa's place on the White House priority list remains clear and low. Reactions have been mixed. While some African nations are yet to respond formally, South Africa, which had been in talks for months, has called the tariffs unjustified. Lesotho, which was earlier hit with a 50% tariff in earlier rounds, has declared a trade emergency. And while the new rate was reduced to 15%, officials say the damage is still severe.
Buyers have cancelled to place orders emanating from Lesotho. So this says, as we speak now, most workers, they're at home. They were put on short time, you know. So it means the 15% didn't make the difference, you know, because the orders are not coming.
Specific cultivars are planted for the USA, and if we have to go India or China, we're probably going to look at our variety basket and change it up, and that takes 6, 7, 8 years for you to actually change your basket, and with a lot of capital.
Amid this chaos, China has emerged as a ready partner. It has now reaffirmed its commitment to offering zero-tariff access to products from 53 African countries. This move was originally announced during the Forum on China-Africa Cooperation, held in Beijing on the 11th of June. The only exception remains Eswatini, the only African nation that recognizes Taiwan. China's ambassador to Ghana recently highlighted this opportunity, noting that China's 400 million middle-income consumers present a massive, untapped market for African goods. He conveyed Beijing's message to African businesses to leverage this access while they can. China is already Africa's largest trading partner, accounting for roughly 20% of Africa's exports in 2023, according to the IMF. Now, China imports raw materials like oil and minerals and exports finished goods, machinery, and electronics. China is also the largest bilateral creditor to Africa, financing major projects in infrastructure, energy, and mining. While there are growing concerns over China's expanding trade footprint and zero-tariff policy, many fear that African countries are becoming too reliant on Beijing. Cheap Chinese products could flood local markets, undercutting African industries and stifling domestic growth. But experts warn President Donald Trump's tariff push may be backfiring. Instead of pressuring China, it's pushing African nations right into Beijing's arms. So China's zero-tariff offer isn't just economic, it is deeply strategic. It expands Beijing's influence across the continent, while the United States, under President Trump, appears to be closing doors and losing ground.
Firstpost now available in 9 languages on YouTube. English,
$36 trillion.
French,
Le FMI, comme
German,
Geschäftsführenden Direktor,
Hindi,
$30 trillion kakaljo.
Indonesian,
Pemerintah tanpa pemeriksaan.
Italian,
Kali radikali.
Japanese,
$4
Portuguese,
por causa do próprio balanço patrimonial.
Spanish.
Beautiful bill.
Go to Settings, click on Audio Track and select the language of your choice. Be the first to know what's happening around you in your first language. Firstpost.